Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is HD Starcraft and I'm coming back at you guys with another set of games, this time not from the WCS, but instead I'm going to be doing an exhibition matchup that was played on the Korean ladder. We have got SK Telecom T1's Rain here as the red Protoss player in the bottom left hand corner. Note, this is not Fnatic Rain, who is a different Rain. This is the former Brood War pro gamer from SKT1. He is Rain, and he used to play under the name Sun. If you guys watch professional Brood War, he is actually a very high level, very skilled Protoss player that has been playing on the Korean ladder and actually on the Korean OSL quite a bit and doing really well for himself in Heart of the Swarm. Unfortunately, haven't really ever casted a game of him before, but he is a Code S Protoss player, and he is an extremely talented Protoss. He's going to be facing up against Liquid Taeja, who is going to be the blue Terran at the top right-hand corner of the map. So this is going to be a really good game here. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing who's going to have the upper hand here. Once again, this is not a tournament game, but this is a very recently played set of ladder games that the two players played out in a best of, I think it's a best of 3, maybe a best of 5 format. And I actually had these replays sent to me to my email box at hdreplays@gmail.com. So if you guys have any replays like this you'd like me to cast, feel free to send it in with the description, and I'll try to make that happen for you guys. Anyways, this should be a really good set here. You know, we've seen a couple of really good Terran versus Protoss on my channel lately, and I've really wanted to kind of cultivate that a little bit more. I think TvP is one of the matchups that doesn't really go much further than 20 minutes or so, and when it does, it's a real treat to be able to watch a game like that. So very much looking forward to seeing how this plays out here. We do have a probe that's actually going to go all the way up to the 12 and build a pylon. Now doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to proxy a building there. Let's just take a look at Rain's base and see what's going on. He does have a cybernetics core coming, and obviously he could throw a robotics facility up here if he wants to. I think he is going to actually throw something up here. I think he is going to go for a proxy, and yes, a proxy Stargate is on the way, and Taeja is going to be in a lot of trouble now. Has he got the SCV? Yeah, he's got the SCV over on the Terran side of the map, or on the Protoss side of the map, and he's trying to find out what's going on right now, but really, nothing looks all that crazy over here. The only thing is you might start asking yourself, if you're Terran, all right, you're getting gas, where is your gas going? And you know, right now Rain is getting 2 gases and he's mining that gas, but Taeja did not see you know, any buildings to indicate that gas was being funneled into units. And in fact, I think right now Taeja is just assuming there's going to be an expansion coming down, but he does not realize that there is a Stargate coming up here, and I think we're going to see an Oracle. Yes, there's an Oracle on the way, and Oracle Harass, something that is used quite extensively on the ladder against Terran players. And for all of you Terran players out there who have trouble dealing with this, I guess we're about to find out how Taeja handles a situation like this, especially when he does not know that this is coming. Now, he does have 4 or so Marines inside of his main base. He might just have the slightest inkling as to, you know, there's something wrong here with the picture of the overall game, and that Stalker at the front door going to be used to distract Taeja for as long as possible for pulling the Marines outside of the main base. Bunker is coming up right now, but the main threat is this Oracle flying in at high speed into the main base of the Terran player, and it's going to start to zap down these SCVs, but 5 or so Marines are there. They are going to be able to push the Oracle away. 3 workers have been killed off. Meanwhile, the Stalker actually staying at the front door and forcing the command center to go back home. And now you can see Taeja rushing the stim pack upgrade. He realizes he's going to need stim to keep up with the Oracle, as the Oracle is a little bit more faster and agile than the Marines are, and he does not know if there are more Oracles on the way, which for him right now there are not. Rain has actually decided to stick with only a single Oracle, and I don't know, I'm not sure why you would proxy a Stargate here if you're only going to construct 1 Oracle. I would have thought that we would see, you know, a couple more coming out here, but he's only built 1, and I think that's a little interesting. Now, what is the purpose of this Stargate? I'm not entirely sure. Why not just build it at home where it's safer, you know? Because now, no doubt, it'll probably be sniffed out and destroyed at some point in the game. Comsat going off over the Protoss main, revealing, you know, what Taeja hopes to find here, and there is a robotics facility coming, as well as warp gate technology rounding out as well. So I don't know. The bunker has been salvaged, by the way. I don't know why Rain decided to proxy this Stargate. I can't say that it's been worth it. He's only killed off 3 SCVs. And I don't know, we'll just see what happens. This Oracle is going to try to fly in one more time. Looks like it'll be able to get maybe a 4th SCV kill here. But Stimpack is about to finish up, and when Stim finishes, this Oracle is in a lot of trouble. And I think right now Rain's just going to use it as a scout. He doesn't want to risk to lose the Oracle. And it looks like, yeah, he's just going to fly it in real quick, dart in and dart out. And really, I still question his opening strategy here, but you know, he is a very, very good Protoss, so maybe he's just got a slightly different style. I've never actually seen SKT1 Rain play before, so this is a new kind of thing for me, and I don't know, we'll see what happens. Back at the front door, there is a very quick robotic spade coming up here. It looks like Rain is going to rush to Colossus, which is obviously a great idea. He's seen the Marines that are on the map, and Colossus just absolutely demolished them. We did have the Oracle use its Revelation ability right there, so he's going to be able to have vision over this area and all of these units for a little bit of time, about a minute. Which, you know, it's a nice ability. You can also sometimes see the Oracle use Envision, which basically turns it into a detector. But in Protoss versus Terran, it's not really a necessity, as, you know, the only cloaked unit really is like Ghosts and Banshees. And Taeja here is going to find the proxy Stargate. He is going to be able to take out this Stargate here, and this is where I start to question Rain's opening. I just don't think it was really worth it. And really, the Stargate and the Pylon and the Oracle didn't get that much done. So I think Rain here probably not with the best opening. You can see Taeja now is starting to kick into Taeja mode. He's gonna start to really pump up the macro, and this is Taeja's playstyle. Go into the mid to late game and then crush your opponent. And I think Taeja is really setting himself up pretty nicely for that type of game. You can see the Revelation still working out here. I always get confused between Revelation and Vision because it's kind of like a similar connotation. And here we go. We have the Medevac flying through the middle of the map once again. It looks like the Oracle has been sniffed out. Medevac using a afterburners to try to, I guess, keep up with the Oracle or something and drop those Marines off. And that Oracle has actually done a pretty good job of staying alive this game, I've got to say. But it hasn't been able to do any damage, and it's going to try to fly in one more time. Nothing here to really kill off. Maybe a couple of SCVs here or there, but he's not going to risk it. And here comes Taeja's army. He's marching out. He's going to have combat shields finishing up momentarily as well. Already got +1 weapons, and this is where Taeja becomes so dangerous. There is another hallucinated Colossus for Rain, hoping to use that to, I guess, instill fear in the enemy Terran army. That Oracle does finally go down, and I guess an Oracle is made up of a lot of green gas there, because well, it does cost a lot of SPs. So there it goes. Another hallucinated unit coming out here will get picked off. Now, you can see that Taeja deciding not to attack her. I think he did see that hallucinated Colossus, and I think he's basically saying to him, he doesn't know that that's a hallucinated Colossus, and he thinks there's 2 up there. And if he actually knew that there was only 1 Colossus up there, you know, a minute ago, I think he would have gone for the attack, because that Protoss army was very sparse. Now it's getting a little bit stronger. He's got Templar, he's got Immortals. So I think that hallucination really allowed Rain to stay alive there. And if Taeja had wanted to, I think Taeja could have attacked and did some serious damage at the front door. But he did not, and now he's going to go ahead and go for another expansion. Actually has a factory mine set up over here. That's cute. Yeah, just have this factory constantly pumping out Widow Mines, and that expansion will never be taken. So clever strategy there, I guess, as Taeja comes over here. I mean, why not? You know, he's playing, you know, his main strategy is bio. From what I've seen Taeja do, classic bio, and he doesn't really use the factory all that much, so might as well just be annoying with it. And you can see this mine is actually going to get another Zealot kill right about now. So that there it goes, actually doing a little bit of friendly fire to the factory as well, but that's okay. Taeja here being really cost effective with his forces and not really losing all that much. If you look at the units lost here, he's only lost 225 minerals. The Protoss, on the other hand, has lost 1,350. So there is a pretty big disparity here in you know, in units lost. And SKT1 Rain here gonna have to figure something out. He is gonna get a third expansion, which is great. You know, don't want to fall behind and expose here to Taeja. And Taeja, by the way, guys, is pumping out ghosts. So he realizes here, hey, I'm dealing with Templar, time to get me some anti-Templar, and that is the Ghost with Snipe and EMP Shockwave. It is a very effective way to neuter, you know, high psi units like these. And in fact, Rain is going to lead the way here with these 2 Templar. Got to be very careful. Obviously going to look to get a really nice set of Storms down here. There's a lot of Marines here. He could also try to feed back those Medivacs, but he's got to be careful. The Ghosts are on the way right now. How many Ghosts are on the field? There's only 1, actually. And there he is. He's just now joined the main Terran army. So the Ghosts are outnumbered by Templar right now. Just slightly, but you can see that Taeja's army is just massive, and he's killed off the Observer as well. He's gonna come in here, and he's gonna force these Templars to expend their energy because they were getting shot at by Marines and Marauders, and it looks like one Templar is going to die here, and forcing another Storm out, and actually that Storm hurting Rain more than helping him. And just clever usage of, you know, guerrilla warfare, sending in, you know, a few Marines, a few Marauders, and, you know, even if a Storm comes down, it's not that bad, because this is the core of the army right here. As long as you don't get stormed over the core army, then it's okay. We do have a Warp Prism flying over the Terran 3rd expansion. A couple of Zealots getting deposited off, trying to kill off this bunker, but the bunker is going to hold. Well, I guess it's not going to hold, but it is going to stay alive long enough for those Marines to kill off those Zealots, so that is a hold. And here comes the main battle. Storm coming down. Not sure why my computer likes to lag there. Just adding extra drama, I guess. But yeah, Storm coming down there. That was a great Storm. And even though these Marines and Marauders are getting healed up pretty quickly, it is expending medevac energy. There's another great Storm over those Terran Marines. And Rain here getting a lot of good Storms down. But that Terran army continues to grow in size. Actually, Taeja right now is only at 171 supply. But I've got to say that he's still being aggressive. He's really pushing the envelope here. He's just got to be careful. He doesn't have that many Vikings in the skies. He's only got 1 in production right now, actually. And he needs Vikings to deal with these Colossus. Actually going to look to push in here with his Bio army. Going to try to take out these forces and gets another Storm down on his army. More reinforcing Zealots coming out as well. And it looks like the Protoss now going to pincer in from both angles, from the natural and the 3rd. And he's going to be able to force Taeja out of his homeland. Get out of here, he says. And Taeja has to retreat. A really nice defense right there by SKT1 Rain. And I gotta say, the continual Storm as that Terran army was pushing in, really starting to eat up into those Marines and Marauders, and eventually, you know, Taeja was forced to pull back. And this is not something you're used to seeing. Taeja getting basically beaten up in the late game. You know, especially in Terran versus Protoss or Terran versus Zerg. I mean, this is not, you know, a traditional Taeja game. Usually you see Taeja build up to the late game, and it's like, all right, how is Taeja gonna, you know, destroy his opponent this time? And in this game, it's a little bit different, I've got to say. And we'll have to see what happens here. Who is going to be able to get the end of the end victory? Rain is now at 184 supply, 192. He's almost caught up to Taeja's army size. There are a lot of ghosts here, sniping out those Templars and taking them out with full energy as well. Absolutely brutal. And this is so important. Rain has to keep his Templars alive. He's only got 1 on the map now, and it has no energy. He's gonna be forced to fight without any Templars, no Storm whatsoever. But he has a huge army of charge lots. And they are out of charge, actually, which kind of sucks. In fact, Rain did not use charge there. A lot of these Zealots don't have things. I don't know what happened there, but he was walking with charge lots. Now going to send them in using Time Warp as well. But I don't think that Rain is going to have enough here. And Taeja, yeah, I guess he is going to be able to beat down his opponent yet again in the late game. So Rain GG's, and that was a little weird. In that very last battle, I just want to take a look one more time here, because I could have sworn those charge lots, had they just, you know, actually charged in, I think would have been a lot different. So let's see what happens here. Charge. Zealots charging in. Oh yeah, they did charge. Okay, so I guess they were just out of charge time. There you go. And anyways, we'll go ahead and go right on to game 2. I will see you guys in the next cast, and this is HD signing out.